For those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. That is, their spiritual senses, the internal senses of that understanding and judgment is signified by external ones, which is the meaning or idea expressed by a sign as being distinguishable by the senses and by the physical form which it is expressed, as by seeing the sun, hearing the voice of Christ, savoring, tasting, or smelling a sweet odor in the things of God and Christ, tasting that the Lord is gracious, feeling and handling the word of life, as these are held forth in the everlasting gospel, and these being exercised on their proper object by use as habit contracted and such are qualified for discerning as between moral good and evil in the worse and better state of the church, and between law and gospel, so between the doctrines of Christ and the doctrines of men, who find they differ. The doctrines of Christ, such experienced persons find to be good, wholesome, nourishing, and salutary, and the doctrines of men to be evil, to eat does a cankerworm, and to be pernicious, poisonous, and damnable. And the discernment they make and the judgment they form are not according to the dictates of carnal reason, but according to the scriptures of truth in their own experience. Again, that is, their spiritual senses, the internal senses of understanding and judgment can be signified by external ones. That means it can be expressed by a sign, or it can be distinguishable by the senses in a physical form and expressed that way, as by seeing the sun, hearing the voice of Christ, savoring or smelling a sweet odor in the things of God. Okay? So on and so forth. I will leave the original video below. I know this is a foreign concept to many people, but it's not to those who have had their senses exercised, meaning the internal senses of the understanding and judgment have been signified by external ones.